South Korea's spy agency has warned that North Korean leader Kim Jong Un retains the capability to carry out a nuclear test on short notice, saying such an action could be conducted in the near term if he chose to. The assessment underscores that Pyongyang's underground testing infrastructure and weapons development program remain operational and that the option of a detonation is being actively preserved as a tool of statecraft. The statement from Seoul signals two linked realities: technical capability and strategic intent. Technically, analysts believe North Korea still has usable facilities and the technical know-how to prepare and execute an underground nuclear detonation. Politically, the phrasing used by the South Korean intelligence body, that a test could happen if Kim decides, deliberately leaves room for ambiguity. It declares readiness without asserting inevitable action. That ambiguity itself is a signal, allowing Pyongyang to influence regional diplomacy and security calculations without immediately crossing the threshold of an actual test. Why a test matters: a nuclear test would be far more than a technical milestone. It would be a high-impact political act intended to communicate strength to domestic and international audiences. Domestically, a successful test bolsters the regime's narrative of scientific and military progress, reinforcing Kim's leadership credentials. Externally, it would be a dramatic reminder to neighboring states and to the United States that North Korea's nuclear program remains dynamic, potentially reshaping deterrence calculations across East Asia. For Seoul, Washington and Tokyo, the prospect raises immediate security concerns. A test could trigger sharper military posturing, expanded joint exercises, and faster planning for contingencies. Diplomatically, a detonation would likely prompt international condemnation and could lead to new sanctions or diplomatic measures. It also risks jolting regional actors into political responses that could further escalate tensions. Possible motivations and choices: there are several reasons Pyongyang might choose to test now. A demonstration of capability can be used to extract concessions, raise bargaining leverage, or respond to perceived external threats, such as military drills by South Korea and the United States or tightening sanctions. Timing can also be opportunistic. Leadership anniversaries, domestic political events in other countries, or stalled diplomacy provide moments when a high-visibility provocation delivers maximum leverage. North Korea has a range of options beyond a full-scale underground detonation. It could attempt subcritical experiments, simulated detonations, or other technical trials that advance warhead design without producing a large seismic signature. Alternatively, Pyongyang may opt instead to increase missile testing or other military demonstrations that achieve signaling goals with lower diplomatic cost. What to watch for: early warning signs of preparation for a test include heightened activity around known test facilities, logistical movements, and changes visible in satellite imagery such as vehicles, construction, or equipment at tunnel entrances. North Korean state media rhetoric may also harden, and precision increases in missile tests or related weapons trials could presage a larger move. Intelligence agencies will be monitoring seismic networks too, which historically have been key to detecting nuclear detonations. Limits and uncertainty: intelligence assessments are probabilistic. Saying a test could happen stresses capability rather than certainty. Pyongyang must weigh the benefits of a test against significant costs, international isolation, harsher sanctions, and the risk of military escalation. The regime has at times preferred calibrated provocations that preserve leverage without incurring the full diplomatic fallout of a nuclear detonation. Implications: the South Korean assessment should prompt allied governments to prepare contingency plans, reinforce monitoring efforts, and continue diplomatic backchannels to reduce the risk of miscalculation. For the region at large, the warning is a reminder that the nuclear dimension of the North Korean threat remains active and that strategic stability on the peninsula depends both on deterrence and creative diplomatic engagement.